Welcome to Guest of the Year. I'm the host. My name's Mike. This week we're playing a team format. Here's how the game works. I play a song for a team of 3 comprised of former Guest of the Year contestants. After the song concludes, they will discuss and ultimately submit a single guess of the live track's year. However many years off they are is their team's score for that round. If they nail the year exactly, they get 0 points. If they're 1 year off, they get 1 point, and so on. After 5 songs, however many years off they were in total is their team's score for the game. On the next episode, I'll play the same 5 live tracks for another team of 3. Whichever team has the lower score wins a prize pack of Guest of the Year shirts. Unlike the main tournament, where the winner stays on, these are one-off matches. We'll meet the Deadheads in a moment, but first, without further ado, the Grateful Dead.
Cost a lot to win, and even more to lose. You and me bound to spend some time wondering what to choose. Goes to show you don't ever know. Watch each card you play it slow. Wait until that deal goes round. Don't you let that deal go down. Been gambling hereabouts for 10 good solid years. If I told you about all that went down, it would burn over your ears. Goes to show you don't ever know. Watch each card you play it slow. Wait until that deal comes round. Don't you let that deal go down, no, no.
Okay, we'll start with Cooper, who was champ of episode 8, appeared in episodes 8 and 9. Cooper, what was your kind of inclination there?
So it like threw me through a loop. In the beginning, I was thinking earlier 70s, and then I was like trying to dig into the drums, and then I was liking how it was like Bob and Donna kept messing the verses up. I thought that was funny. I feel like I was hearing like 1976, like the drums were a little out of whack, like just readjusting to a new drummer. That was a hard one. That was my guess.
Gemma was on episode 9. She is 42 from Nottingham, England. Gemma, did you also think it was around that time?
I don't think I heard double drums, so I'm not sure that I can go with that. I can agree with that. So only because of that, I think it has to be. Oh shoot! I agree that it sounds like a little later, but just because I didn't hear it, I kind of got to go like a 74. It doesn't sound like that early though. I think you might be right. So I'm struggling. Obviously Donna's there, all the stuff. So it's definitely around that period, but I'm not sure. I'm about 74.
Michael is 49 from Hinton, West Virginia. He was in episode 7. Back with us. Thanks, Michael. What do you think?
That was tough. It really was. I couldn't really hear the double drums. I was kind of thinking a little earlier too. My first thought was 74 is what I was thinking too. Then it's a little discombobulated where Bobby and Donna do stumble a little bit. I was 74, 75 is as close as I could put my guess.
Coop, so you thought you heard double drums?
That's what it sounded like, but then it's like, and people have agreed on this before. Like with Billy, it's like he's like an octopus drummer. It's just like he can do so much at once. And then I thought that I was hearing the sort of metallic Travis Bean, like Jerry's guitar, but now I'm really not sure. This is a great way to start. That was a mind blender.
So it seems like you guys are between 74 and 76. Gemma, what do you think?
Well, we have two guesses around that 74, 75. We could be totally wrong. But that's there's two votes kind of around that era.
I'll go with that.
If we're going with the single drummer. But it is dodgy.
The single drummer theory.
The single drummer theory. Indeed. Yeah, I like it. All right. How do we agree? Oh my Lord.
Well, Gemma, it seems like you're firmly 74. Seems like Cooper is malleable, but was leaning 76. Michael, what are you thinking?
74 was my first gut.
I can totally hear that. I think we should go for that. I don't know.
Okay.
74 it is.
Uh-oh.
It's intense, right? This format. So it was Deal at Community War Memorial Auditorium in Rochester, New York on September 27th, 1976.
Oh.
Die.
Sorry, Cooper.
Dude, that might have been the hardest one that I've ever heard on here. That was like, man.
My heart broke.
I knew it.
Cooper, look at you. Man, you did it.
Oh, man.
So, Cooper, what did you hear and what
okay.
did you think you didn't hear and then you realized you did hear?
Well, it's like leading the witness kind of, right? Like once you guys were saying 74, I was like, well, shit, now I can totally hear how that would be 74. But I really heard more than one thing going on with the drums. And then 76 wouldn't be a year that I would listen to a lot, typically, not out of any, like, having anything against it. Like, sounds great, but you can tell they're adjusting. Like, sonically, you can tell they're adjusting. So that's what I heard. That sounded sort of transitional. It didn't sound like a confident Deal, if that makes sense.
It's a great breakdown. And Cooper, what have you been up to since last time we spoke? When we last heard from you, you were attending UConn and you had a Grateful Dead club at UConn. What have you been up to these past few months?
Yeah, so I mean, not a whole lot has changed. I graduate from college next month, which is just kind of crazy. I got to play a gig doing all like Dead covers at the student farm at UConn, which was super fun. I got a friend who she actually plays clarinet in a jam band, so we had like clarinet, keys, drums, and guitar, bass, obviously. So that was super fun, and that was like my first exposure to like playing Grateful Dead music with like a bunch of other individuals. So it was an elevated experience for me. I was super nervous, but it was so fun.
That's awesome. Did you guys play? Did she play Eyes the World on clarinet?
Oh, see, that was a song. No. I love Eyes, but this was my first time playing out in front of anybody, so I was playing it safe. So we did Scarlet Fire. I'm trying to think now. I can't remember. We did a little bit of JGB because we did After Midnight. I wanted to do Birdsong, but it was playing for a party, so we were trying to like pick like more upbeat stuff. So it was like, I'm not gonna bust out War Frat. Even Eyes might be a little. I mean, it's jazzy, but like we were trying to go like more like Love Light, like that kind of upbeat stuff. Like I would say Eyes and Birdsong are the two songs I've been digging into most, like playing on bass, because I just endless exploration. And
that was your first gig ever, you said?
Yeah. I had only ever played like in my backyard with other people. That was the first time. Like we did China Cat and we did I Know You Rider. That was the highlight, because that jam in between. Yeah, we got people dancing who, like, I mean, there might have been 4 or 5 Deadheads there of the 60, 70 people that probably came through over the course of the night. So we got the people dancing regardless of the what people think of the Dead. So there you go.
Brilliant, Goop. Nice work. Congratulations. That's really cool.
Thanks, man.
Well, you guys have 2 points after one song. Again, we don't know we don't know the other team's score yet. So you just try to get as low as possible. Okay, let's hear song number 2.
fast and slow. Been so long I felt this way, but I know I would know. Them voices tell me what to say. They tell me where
A nice estimated profit there. Gemma, what do you think?
Later, Bobby's more mature. Keys were throwing me a little bit. I wanted more keys at the end. I was like, all right, if you give me the keys, I might have it. No female vocal, so we're obviously past a certain place. I don't know. So the 80s are a black void for me in my personal kind of listening experience. So because of that, I don't know. So these guys will have to take the lead on this because they're going to know more than me.
You did a good job ruling out like 18 years there, so that's a good start.
Oh, thank you. That's the contribution.
Yeah, it's a team game. That's the idea.
And of course, after Cooper's amazing number one attempt, I'm just going to trust whatever he says. So
I don't know. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Well, yeah. Michael, did you have a sense?
It was definitely later on. I was listening to the keys, and I don't think it was Brent. Bobby sounded strong and mature, and I'm the early 90s. 92 is kind of what I was toying around with in my mind, because I don't think that's Brent. But I think I'm going to go with 92 just because Bobby sounded so good.
All right. Cooper, what are you thinking?
I think that's 1983, and I know that's 9 years younger than what you guys are saying, but I have been trying to listen to that year more lately, and like I'm trying to remember what it's called. Brent's keyboard, Yamaha GS1 synth. That I'm gonna say it. That is 1983. Yeah, I know that's like, how could you trust me? We're 10 years off from each other right now, but I'm gonna go 83, 84. I'm like 90% confident on that. I've been wrong before.
Gemma, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking he sounds pretty confident, and I'm thinking he nailed the first one where we completely just ignored everything that he said. So I don't know. I just went later because I was unsure. I was listening for Brent, didn't hear that, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't him. So, do it. Go with Cooper. I'll go with Cooper, or Michael has something to say, then we can negotiate. Let's go.
I've been listening to Sirius all the time and not like checking the screen, and I'm about 50-50. So
right.
I'm willing to go Coop because you sounded very confident and you named his keyboard exactly. So I'm easy.
Yeah, me too.
I just thought I had like that early 80s crunch. But Michael, you're definitely right about like Bobby sounding super like confident and mature.
That's what got me.
Yeah.
That's what took me into the 90s, because it didn't sound like, I guess, I don't know. But I'll go with 83 because you sound extremely confident in that.
I mean, oh God, inshallah. Like, hopefully.
I'll go with that too. But Cooper, if you're wrong, then we might not be listening. We might have to do some more discussion next time. Just because you're so confident, man. It's like, yes.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to.
So let's do it. Let's do it. I think we should.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's.
All
right, let's get it over with.
It was estimated profit at the Greek Theater in Berkeley, California, on May 13th, 1983.
Wow.
Oh, Cooper.
I am just, I don't know.
Awesome.
I love Brent so much that, like, I don't know. And like, that's like my dad's era of Dead. So I listen to a lot of like mid 80s whenever I'm with him. If you listen to 81, 82, 83, 84, it's like he's changing whatever his tone is each year. So people get tripped up with 82 as well, because he had like a sort of electric grand piano sound, which is similar to what Keith had in the late 70s. So hearing that in past episodes, I'm like, somebody's got to put that information out there.
It's part of the canon now. Thank you, Cooper. Nice work.
Totally.
Thanks.
Gemma, we haven't seen you in a good few months. After your episode, I got like 4 emails about how much everyone loved your story about going to Red Rocks and being radicalized by Further, I believe it was. How have you been? What have you been listening to? Seeing any shows? Back to Red Rocks at all? How have you been?
Yeah, I've been really good. Thank you for asking. Just lots of life waves, surfing those things, but all been really good. I appreciate it. So I've been listening to a lot of Railroaders because they're my band. And just went to see them this past December, I think it was, in Fort Collins. They did a double night at Washington's in Fort Collins. It was amazing. It was fantastic. They're coming back to Red Rocks this July 4th, supporting Blues Traveler. Then I'm going back to Red Rocks for Don't Judge Me. I'm from the 90s. I'm going for Tori Amos, who's playing Red Rocks, so I'm going to go see her play.
Oh, nice.
Really good. I love that. I'm a drummer guy. We may have discussed this last time. My husband's a drummer. And the guys who play with Tori in the band and who've recorded with her over the years are amazing drummers. So just the musicality is really cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing that show on July 17th. So those are my Red Rocks upcoming shows. Listening to an awful lot of Railroad, I got to say. And somebody turned me on to a band, I hope I get this right, called Nickel Creek. They're a bluegrass band out here, Colorado way. And they have some like newgrass sound, but not in the bad way. And they're pretty good. So Nickel Creek is another band that I'm starting to listen to more. Also, Elephant Revival just played here in Denver not too long ago, and that was a great show as well.
Why Railroad? Why are they like your band right now?
Because they make my heart sing. They're amazing. Musicianship's amazing. So they're kind of a bluegrass Americana folk band. They throw in some funk occasionally, which is my favorite to see them live when they open with those funk numbers. They have a drummer though, so they're not traditional bluegrass. Carey is the drummer. He's amazing. And they just do a great mix, when John Denver passed away, they had some notations and letters in his estate that they sent off to, I don't know the full story, but they sent them off to particular songwriters. Were like, okay, do you think you can make a song out of this? And Railroad had a couple of John Denver inspired numbers. They're his lyrics, and they put them to music.
That's so cool.
I really like that connection as well. They're kind of the love ballads. They're a little slower. They're really beautiful. And I really recommend that you listen to the John Denver Letters by Railroad Earth. Check it out.
Love it. Always exploring. Very cool.
Thank you, man.
So you guys still have 2 points after 2 songs, which is a good place to be. I'm going to play the third song.
Trained on 20 hours. Didn't get to sleep that night till the morning came around. Set out running, but I take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. I get home before daylight, just might get some sleep tonight. Ran down to the left, baby loaned me 20 bills. Spent the night in Utah in a cave up in the hills. Sit out running, but I take my time. Friend of the devil is a friend of mine. I get home before daylight, just might get some sleep tonight.
Okay. Friend of the devil. Michael, what did you hear there? What are you thinking?
I was all over the place there. I thought I heard Donna. Then I'm not sure if I heard her in the harmony. Then I was back to, yeah, that's her. I think I heard Donna. I really do. 75.
Cooper, do you think you heard Donna?
I was listening earlier today to some 1980 show, and I can't remember what the song was. I think it was Candyman. Anyway, I was thinking about how there's that period where when Brent first started, his voice is so high that you can it's almost like he's in the same zone as Donna is, like sonically. So I remember listening Dead Set and be like, oh my god, is that Donna? No, it's not. I think that is within the first year of Brent being in the band. That's what I think. Plus the very twinkly keys. That's what I think. Because it's later on in the 80s, his voice is so rough and heavy. But that was that was some real falsetto action there. I think that was very early Brent.
Gemma, where do you come in on this?
I hate that you asked me last after both of those explanations. It sounded early to me. Jerry sounded young and like Jerry. It was a slow down friend, which makes me again think earlier. And then I struggled with Donna too. I was trying to listen out for her. I'm like, that could be her. She's not doing super high. She's just doing that nice mid-tone. And then after Cooper's brilliant explanation of Brent early on, I am effed right now. So Cooper has been right a couple of times now. That's a problem. It's not a problem. It's a great problem to have.
Yeah.
The only reason I want to go early is because of Jerry's tone. 80s, I get. And again, I don't know. What did you say, Cooper?
I was dangling between 1980 and 1979. Brent joined the band in 1979, so it's kind of still sounds like the late 70s a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that it's early. I don't think it's quite yet 80s. I don't know why. I think there's too much lightness there.
Sure.
I think it's got to be in the 70s. So I would go, if I had to acquiesce, it would be a 79.
I can agree with 79. I was leaning late 70s, early 80s until I thought I heard Donna.
Right.
So I can easily go with 79 and be happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a good call.
All right, 79, no one objects.
I object a little bit, but it's fine.
You can't object, Cooper.
I don't think that it was Donna, because if it was Donna, that would mean it was Keith as well, and it would have been more grand piano versus electric keyboard, in my opinion. Because if you have one, you have the other. If you have, yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry. So you heard some more twinklies in the keys.
Yes,
is
twinklies.
That it?
Definitely twinklies. Yeah, for sure.
This might run on a little bit longer then. Okay, so you might now have to debate that, because I heard that too. So your next guess would have been 80 or 80?
Yeah, well, it just would have been 1980. Yeah.
I hate this.
Would you guys be okay with that or no?
Yeah, I'd be okay with it, because I trust you more on that decade and what you've already shown about the keys stuff. And the Donna and both of us were faltering on was that Donna? Was that not Donna? I think Donna might have gone a bit more Donnery if she was, it didn't. It was hard to decide, right?
That's a good point.
That's a valid point. Yeah. Donna was a lot of things, but subtle was not one.
Yes, right. Precisely. Very good point. Brent in the beginning was subtle, so I don't know.
He was learning his place in the band. And all right, are we going 79 or 80?
My vote goes now to 80, just because Cooper's been so right, and I think that was a good talk around. That was a good chat.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
1980. No one objects. Cool. It was Friend of the Devil in London, England on March 20th, 1981.
Oh,
that was a deep cut. That was good. Yeah. I was just reading about that last night in Dennis McNally's book, their trip to Europe in 1981, which you never think about. You only think about Europe 72.
So what keyboard was that we were hearing, Cooper? Do you know?
I believe it was a Fender Rhodes, electric piano, but it has settings. So you know how his is very chimey. It sounds like a bell. I think that there's a bell setting, so I think he cranked that.
Badass.
That's what I think.
Awesome. You have 3 points total after 3 songs. That's a good place to be. Michael, you were on episode 7, so it's been a really long time since we've chatted. You told us all about how you're the only deadhead in Hinton, West Virginia, and remain one of the few deadheads in Hinton, West Virginia. But now you were telling me before that you have a daughter and a son, and the daughter's a huge deadhead, and the son hates the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, exactly. My daughter, we got in the car the other day, and Franklin's Tower came on, and before a lyric came up, she was like, "This is Franklin's Tower, Dad." And I was like, "Yeah, it is." The proud papa moment there.
And how old is she?
She's 12. Her favorite song is Casey Jones, which I don't know how to feel about that.
Do you think she knows what cocaine is?
Yeah, she's asked, so she knows what it is. From that song spurred the conversation as, what is cocaine? So I was like, well, let's talk.
And your son's not into it?
Not really, no. He likes Touch of Grey, and he heard Terrapin Station, which didn't suck, was his words. So I was like, you're right. It doesn't. It's weird having kids. I took him to see Keller Williams a few years ago, and he had a good time at a Keller Williams show. I don't know if you listen to much Keller Williams, but he's fun.
Who's I guess I don't know. Who's Keller Williams?
He's been around for years. He plays a lot of East Coast festivals.
Yeah, Keller Williams, he was like the first looper, man.
Yeah.
He's like the first guy who, like you say, one-man show. He's a creator. He's an artist. He's definitely doing his own thing. But yeah, lots of fun. Definitely check it out, Mike. Keller Williams. Yeah.
Does he loop an electric guitar?
He has keys, right? Is his kind of his main gig is keys, as far as from where I've seen him live.
Yes. By the end of a song, it sounds like you're listening to a 6-piece band. I mean,
Hell yeah.
He'll loop his drums. He'll loop acoustic guitar, bass guitar. I saw him at the Lane Grotto Festival in Miami, Florida. I think it was either 01 or 02. And he sat down at a baby grand piano and played the most beautiful Terrapin Station I think I've heard post Jerry. I got chills on my. It is one of the most beautiful pieces of music I've ever heard.
No
yeah,
shit.
he's so much fun to. I mean, hearing him is good, but he's one of these. It's a visual. It's all part of the Keller experience. Is watching him make the magic. And early on, he used to play mouth trumpet. Like, I haven't heard him do that in like 10 years, but that was a big part of his show, and he's just fun.
That's awesome. Thank you, Michael. So you guys are sitting with 3 points after 3 songs. So yeah, let's play the 4th song.
Planet Earth, the world about the power on you, knowing when it comes. Rock and roll and music meets the rising shining sun. 'Cause it's Saturday night. Yeah. Well, that's right. Saturday night now.
That was a beautiful One More Saturday Night jam. Anyone who has a feeling, just shout it out.
It was awesome.
Yes.
That was hot. That was hot.
I couldn't really think about it because I was just like enjoying the song. It was fantastic.
I'm thinking it was early.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear any woman. I didn't hear any like lady in there though.
I think maybe early, like before Donna.
Really?
69, 70
Whoa.
maybe. Are you going older?
Well, no, it was very loose. Like Bobby was just like letting it go, you know.
Didn't he sound older? Didn't his voice sound deeper? I don't think that song was out in 1970. It was on Ace in 1972.
It was
But
just
no,
really loose and funky, and I just called an early vibe. Bobby did sound mature in that, but he was pretty confident front man.
really early on, I don't think he was a very confident front man. I guess he had his moments, but I think he was still. I mean, I've seen some live shows where Jerry's obviously maybe not coaching him is a bit too strong of a word, but Jerry's definitely on him. Like, oh no, that's this is wrong. Don't do that kind of thing. It didn't kind of feel like that. It felt a little later. It was loose though, Mike, but Michael. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely post Donna. So what have you got to say, Coop? Fill me in.
I thought that I heard, and this is like always so hard to distinguish. I thought I heard two keyboards. I thought I heard Bruce Hornsby on grand piano, and then I also thought I heard a little bit of synth in the background, like Vince. They sounded loose, but the playing was tight. It was really very like stadium dead. So I want to say 1991.
1991, eh?
Yeah, I mean that's what especially because Bobby's voice sounded deeper, like later on.
Talk me through the keyboards.
I definitely feel like I heard piano. Michael, did you feel like you heard piano or no?
Yeah, I'm still leaning early, but I'm listening to you and coming around to could be Vince and Bruce.
But yeah, and that's like it's just such a big difference. So it's really neat that we could have both heard things that remind us of completely different eras. That speaks to the good challenging pick by Mike.
Thank you, Cooper. So we've got like a 20-year gap here, which is decisive in Guest of the Year teams. It's kind of like, that's the game almost. Yeah, what are people thinking?
I'm willing to lean toward Cooper because, I mean, he showed that you know what you're talking about, man. And the returning champ, and I thought I heard two also. I don't know. I just had an early feel, but
I thought it sounded like they were playing for a really big audience.
Yeah. I'll go with that.
I'll go with you, Coop.
I feel like I heard the two keyboards. Like whenever you hear something with like Keith and Donna, it's very classy sounding. If that makes sense. And this just sounded more like kind of raucous, like party.
Yeah, do it.
So what year exactly, Cooper?
I think it's 1991. That's what I think.
Okay. Yeah. Does anyone object to 91?
No.
Okay. It was One More Saturday Night at the Los Angeles Coliseum on June 1st, 1991.
Cooper, you're so good.
Thank you. Sweet. All right.
That was a banger. Tell you the truth, I don't usually go in for One More Saturday Night when it's just played like Johnny Be Good kind of.
Me neither.
Like it's just kind of like a rock song.
Totally.
I'm like,
some 50s song, yeah.
Yeah.
They really they brought it.
I've seen Bobby play so many times on Saturday night. It's like almost my go to the bathroom, get a beer song.
Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
I've heard that song live 30 times.
That One More Saturday Night that we just heard would be the only acceptable One More Saturday Night encore. If I get a US Blues, I am out of there.
Whoa.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, that hurts my
heart. See, I disagree.
Man.
That's interesting. That's hot.
I'm sorry. I know. I take a lot of shit from my friends for that one. And I don't like trucking either. I've come around to it, but like
I'm with you on trucking.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, like, they really they slam into it, but like, I talk to somebody and if it's like a deadhead I meet for the first time, like if trucking's one of their favorite songs, I'm like, dude, there's more out there for you. There really is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all personal preference. So who am I to?
US Blues, I think, is I kind of used to lump it into that same kind of thing. I mean, but the point of it is great. The lyrics are great. It's kind of a rebel song, you know.
It is, yeah,
So
it is.
You got to go with it as well, even though it sounds like rock and roll.
And it's whimsical too, which I like.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of versions where Jerry like really throws, kind of like Ramble on Rose. He like really hams it up on the verses, you know.
Mhm.
He's very emphatic. So I can appreciate it more, but I just feel like with an encore slot, it's like
Sure.
I would prefer Day Job. I like Day Job.
Huh.
I gotta throw that out there.
Cooper, you're just slinging the takes right now.
I'm just saying.
Coop's our guy.
All right.
Are we in stress zone again? Are we doing another one?
I mean, you guys, yeah, we got the fifth and final song here, but you guys are at 3 points right now.
All right, yeah.
So, as long as you don't absolutely just butcher this
Bomb
one,
it.
Yeah, like it should be okay. I mean, I don't know, right? I mean, the other team has some good.
They
players
might be
on it.
amazing.
I don't know. You guys are killing it. So, let's play the fifth and final song, and you guys can work that into your strategy too, knowing you have 3 points. Got a few points to play with, probably.
Team. Let's get together. Let's all take a breath. I feel like we should take a breath. Do it, Mike.
Okay.
Without a warning, you broke my heart. Taking it, baby, torn it apart. And you left me standing in the dark, crying. Said your love for me was done. So come on, baby, baby, please. Begging you, baby, and I'm on my knees. Turn on your light, let it shine on me. Turn on your love light, let it shine on me. Let it shine, let it shine. I get a little lonely in the middle of the night. Need you, darling, to make things alright. Come on, baby, baby, please. Begging you, baby, and I'm on my knees. Turn on your light, let it shine on me. Turn on your love light, let it shine on me. And all I need, some of your light. All I need, some of your love. Well, in the morning.
Sounded big crowd-wise for a moment when it first opened up, and that's why I was like, oh, it's not early. But I actually don't think it is. I think that's just the way it was recorded. It's Billy. It's early. So I kind of want to go 66 because Mickey was coming around in right after then, right? So I'm going to go 66. And am I going to be confident? I think I'm going to be confident in that. Yeah. What do you think, gentlemen?
Michael, go ahead.
I was thinking 67 because it sounded big, like they were playing a little bit bigger. They maybe just moved out of the ballrooms recently, and
yeah, I hear you on that. I hear you on that was my initial thing. I was like, oh, it's loud, spacious. I can hear that space around them.
And Pig was in control of that band right then. That was he.
Yeah,
I
he was
love
digging
hearing
in.
Pig when he, the 60s are a hard one to nail down a year, because I didn't
agree.
hear two drums.
No,
But I heard Billy just
it was clean.
giving it hell.
Yeah,
And
I think that I'm on the same page on the drums. Yeah.
I think 67 just because it sounded like a bigger venue.
Yeah,
But
and also I thought that it was much. I mean, obviously it was still like it was still Dirty Dead, but it was much like some stuff I hear from 1966, and it's like they're just out of the Beatles phase, I want to say like 68 or 69, but I feel like we would have noticed that with the percussion, right? Don't you think?
I think so. And also,
Yeah.
like, so those later 60s into 70, I
Yeah.
didn't hear any keys in that part at all, but maybe I just
No,
wasn't
no.
listening. So I
No,
didn't hear
I didn't either.
keys, which would have made it easier because then we could have decided between Tom. I mean, you guys make sense. You do. Because that initial thought was it does sound bigger. It does sound kind of better, as in more confident, right? Since 66 was, like you say, a little bit more experimental and whatever. But, you know, I don't know. I'm going to stick with my 66, but the consensus is 67. So I'm happy to go with that. Very happy to go with the consensus.
This is not my wheelhouse as much. But I mean, we know that Pig's health declined, starting in like 1970, 71. So definitely, I don't think it was that late. But then most of the stuff that I hear from 1967 is like, sounds like somebody recorded it through like a milk carton or something. Like usually it's
it
like
was a great
the stuff I
recording.
hear isn't that. Yeah, it was a great recording, but definitely like Jerry's tone is kind of almost like scratchy, they're very garagey, So I think like 67, 68. But I definitely, it sounded like it was just Billy.
It was one drummer. I'm 99% sure. And so now that we know where we're at in our game, let's split our losses here, right? If I'm going 66 and you're thinking 68, and you are right around there too, right? So let's.
Yeah, I was at 67 as well. So
67. So right. So let's like put it down the line at 67 and like play the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. I'm in. Hedge it.
That's it. 67. Ready?
All right.
Everyone agree?
Locked in. Yep.
Does anyone object? I asked for dramatic purposes, but last time,
I object.
Cooper did object, and he whatever. Okay, so 19.
I object. I think it's late 66. Going
December 66.
I'm very, very happy to go with 67 for sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I think it's.
And
safer.
God, if we're any later than Cooper, damn. Next time we play this game, it's just Cooper could just play. Even if we're on a team, we'll just take all of his answers. If it's any later, he's the winner.
No. I think you're spot on. I think especially with the percussion.
All right, 1967, locked in. It was "Turn On Your Love Light" at Seattle Center Arena on January 24th, 1971.
You're the king.
No.
You are the king.
Guys.
That was kind of satanic.
No way.
I will say.
So
no way.
No, Mickey was out of the band by then.
He wasn't actually. It was a week before he
wasn't.
Left. It was like, or a couple weeks before he left.
Mike, you have a good poker face, dude. You're kind of messed up. Yeah, guys, totally.
You do have a really good poker face.
Thank you. Wow.
Holy shit, guys.
Damn.
I did not hear any keyboard on that recording.
No. And so, oh man. Thank you, Cooper. You're amazing. Sorry we let you down so
that's
terribly.
Okay. No, I was on the same page with you guys. I was like, sounded so strong because Pigpen's last tour was like, spring of 1972. So it's like you wouldn't have expected him to sound like he was in his heyday a year before that. I don't know. I was with you.
Tom left the band in summer 70, so that was just Pigpen.
Okay. Yeah, probably he was just singing and he left his keyboard behind. That was probably why.
Yeah.
There's like notoriously no keys on that. Like you listen to Skull and Roses, which is like from like that spring 71, and it's like mostly just like they overdubbed the organ on that because he just wasn't playing as much. But he would get up there and sing. So
thank you so much, guys. It's been such I love that you Mike. This has been a really educational kind of event. Really enjoyed like listening to everybody else's perspective on it,
Me too.
It really helped.
Absolutely.
It really helped.
I like the team format. It's real fun.
Thanks.
Yeah, it is.
Appreciate that. And you guys finished with a score of 7. 5 songs, 7 years off in total. Really well done. All right, well, subscribe to Guest of the Year on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. For all the show links, including our YouTube channel, go to guestoftheyear.net. And if you want to be a contestant on the show, sponsor the show, or make comments and ask questions, email us at info@guestoftheyear.net. Shout out to Dylan for drawing the posters. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks to the amazing tapers whose recordings made this show possible. Thanks to all of you for playing. And remember, it's all one song anyways.
And I bid you good night, good night, good night. And I bid you good night, good night, good night.